Yeah, it's Mom Peeps, Tough77 here today for a different video than normal. Now, a lot of videos that you may see on YouTube, or a lot of titles that you may see for something, include a lot of titles go along the lines of such and such broke me. Now, what this means normally is it puts someone into a state of shock and awe, and sometimes also in the state of being broken could also entail things such as depression. And for me, this came at the end of Phantom Hearts, a game by Genius Inc. It is no longer on the App Store, but in case you don't know the company Genius, here is the information that I have. Genius Inc. is a company that makes visual novels called otomes and bashujos. Otomes specifically made to appeal to a female audience, and bashujos made specifically to appeal to a male audience. And they have done works starting since, I believe, 2014 with the otomes, and the bashujos started in 2017. Among these otomes and bashujos, several different genres have been attempted. Some work more than others, some work less than others, but overall their quality is very consistently average, at least recently. When I started playing their games, their worst game in my opinion was the one I started out with, but I downloaded some of their other games just to give them another chance, and I really started to like the company's games. I got invested in a few of the communities related to the Bashujos, and I am a fan of Genius. But one specific game, it's a brilliant game. I'm not going to give it any less than an 8 out of 10 because it deserves that damn 8 out of 10. It is an absolutely brilliant game, and I highly suggest it. But I will not suggest it if you have severe problems with depression or suicidal tendencies, because when I was reading the story, I did, and for around a week or so, I just couldn't do anything. Like, I went to school, sure, I did what I was told to at home, yeah, but I just wasn't myself. I couldn't go back to a state where I felt humane, where I felt like I was a person. It just felt like nothingness. So, I am going to warn you, I do not think you should play this game if you have severe mental problems. Sorry, that was worded really poorly. I highly suggest against playing this game if you have severe problems with depression and suicidal tendencies. Either or. Now, Phantom Hearts. It's a horror game. Okay. The story. A ghost of a student is haunting the town, trying to get revenge on her bullies after she ran into, I believe, an abandoned shed, or it was some sort of abandoned building, and a bookshelf fell on her head, killing her. Through the story, you meet 3 characters that are the love interests of the story. Rita and Anna, 2 different sisters. Anna is the really shy one, and then Rita's the pretty outgoing one that gives some funny moments, but is mainly there as a form of communication. And then you have Chloe, the childhood friend who the MC, which is short for main character, hasn't seen ever since he moved away from that city years ago. Now, Chloe is a really enjoyable character. She has to be in my top 15 at least when it comes to my favorite Genius characters. But a lot of that comes down to the twist in the story related to her. And you don't exactly get to this twist until the last few chapters, So here's your warning. If you do not want to be spoiled for one of the main key important plot points in Phantom Hearts, get off of this video and go play it yourself. Don't come crying to me about me spoiling anything when I gave you the warning. Anyway, in the last few chapters of Phantom Hearts, it is revealed that Chloe is the dead girl. That you've been able to talk to her all along, but no one else has heard you. And she wasn't controlling the ghost. It was her cat, Minette, who died shortly after Chloe's death, getting ran over. And she did everything she could to protect Chloe as a ghost. Minette actually has a ghost form herself, which you see a few times throughout the game, running away from. Minette goes on to kill several people in her, I guess, demon ghost form. I'll call it, at least for that time. But when it's revealed that Chloe is the girl who died, yeah, it's shocking. Like, I was left in a state of awe for multiple hours. But her ending is what really struck. That ending broke me. Because, of course, it's a video game. You have to have happy endings, right? Well, not with Chloe. And this is something I really applaud the game for. This is where it really sticks out. Unlike things like even Time Only Knows, one of the best Genius games, simply because your choices actually matter, and you don't even get to pick your girl at the end. It's chosen based off of the choices you make prior in the story. Phantom Hearts has one of the only endings in Genius history, I believe it's one of two or something, where one of the love interests dies. And Chloe will still be dead no matter what ending you pick. Or scratch that. She's already dead in the story. But she hasn't completely faded away into the afterlife. She's stuck in a sort of purgatory, so to speak, where she hasn't accepted her death. And as a result, it comes off when she has to when you choose her ending, the MC asks for someone to kill him so he can be with Chloe. But that doesn't end up happening. Chloe says she wants the MC to live out his life for her, to live out his life happy, and she goes on to the afterlife, finally accepting the fate that she was given. And that would be enough, but right after that, there's a scene where the MC goes to a graveyard. He goes to Chloe's grave, and he lays flowers on her grave, saying that he misses her and he loves her. And that ending, the words that I use cannot give it justice, but that ending fucking broke me, man. I was already having extreme problems with suicidal tendencies and suicidal thoughts at the time, and that ending did not help. That ending is the one reason why I don't suggest it to anyone who has severe problems with mental health like I do. Or like I did, at least at the time. However, I will say it probably is my favorite ending in any of the Genius games, simply because of how subversive it was, and how stunningly brilliant it was done. But the after effect is the main reason why it remains to be such a prominent ending when I think about any Genius game ending. Because the fact is, in real life, not many people will succeed. Not many people will be able to do what they want to do. And there's not always a happy ending. Most of the time there isn't, but we're fed these fantasy worlds through fiction, which a lot of people use to try to give themselves hope. I can't blame them. I do myself. I used the Genius games myself to feel like I was loved, because I knew that I would never get that. Because I knew that no one would ever love me in real life, and in a romantic way. I mean, I knew that I would die sad and alone with no one there. And you don't expect these things to happen in a fictional world, which is why it's extremely subversive. So when it does happen, it hits even harder. That realization, it's like a sledgehammer to the face. It kind of wakes you up out of a state of not blissfulness, but a state of ignorance of sorts. And it makes you realize these things. And it makes you dwell on them. It makes you think repeatedly. And for me, this went on for at least a week, knowing that no matter what I did, I would never be loved by someone who wasn't a friend or family member. I would never have that romantic love that I wanted. I would never be able to go on with my life, have children or anything. And there would be a high chance that no matter what I do, I won't have the job I want. I won't grow up happy. I'll just die sad and lonely. Like millions of other people. 1% of people are the ones that you see succeeding in the way they want, doing what they want, having the job that they want, and being able to succeed in the way they want to, being happy with their lives. And 99% of this world just isn't. If you ask someone on the street what they envisioned they'd be doing, what they wanted to be doing when they were younger, when asked, what do you want to be when you grow up? I can guarantee you 99% of those people would say something different than what they are now. Because life has plans. Life doesn't wait for you to prepare. It moves on. And you have to go with it whether you like it or not. And that's why this ending fucking broke me. That's why this ending was done so well. But it fucked up my already bad mental state at the time. Even worse than what it was. Because it made those realizations hit hard after all the time I'd been trying to ignore them and just focus on bettering my life. It pushed me far back when I was trying to make my mental state better, and it halted all the progress. It reverted all the progress just because of that one ending. Now, is it a bad game? Fuck no. Not by any means. It is an absolutely amazing game, and the ending is completely breathtaking if you go through with it. However, like I said, if you have severe problems with mental health, depression, suicidal ideation, or anything like that, I highly suggest against playing this game. Because it can do mental damage. And I know from experience. So stay safe. Talk to someone if you're having any issues with mental health. You're not alone. You will never be alone. If you don't feel like you have any friends or parents or anyone you can rely on, then leave a comment. I'll give you some social information or something so we can talk. I'm here to help. Several people are there to help. You just have to take the step to be willing to let people try to help you. And it's a difficult step to take, but it's worth saving one more life. If you can save your life, it's worth me taking time out of my own to help you. Because I'll tell you, most of your friends, most people in your family, suicide causes a chain reaction no matter what. And oftentimes those people are the ones closest to the victim, closest to the one that took themselves. And I bet that anyone who commits suicide never wanted their friends, their family, anyone like that to commit suicide. An example I know, Chester Bennington. Thousands of people, after hearing about his suicide, took their lives as well because the influence that he had, and people felt like they couldn't go on without his music, and I understand. It's absolutely brilliant, but people are there to help. People will try to help you go through what you're going through. There's always hope. Nothing is ever guaranteed to be the end. There's always a way out of a situation. Either a way that's naturally there, or a way that you can make. If there is no way, make a way. Because I can guarantee you, there is a possibility to get out of any situation. Sometimes you just need to be willing to let other people help you. And sometimes other people can't help you, and it's just up to yourself. So you gotta truly take time out of everything else to focus on what you need to do if it is something that no one can help you with. But if anyone needs help, just know you have people here to help you. Your family, your friends, any loved ones, your significant others, if you're polyamorous, or significant other, if you are not. I'm here, like I already said, as well. I'm sure any creator would take time out of their day to try to help someone going through mental health and depression issues. Just know you're not alone. As we end this video, I want to let you guys know that I will be putting the suicide hotline number in the comments and in the description. If you're having problems, tell someone, please. This world doesn't need another person gone to taking their own life. The world needs you. We all need you. Have a great day.